Hi there, welcome to Home Colors. I'm Erica. On today's Weekend Whip, I'm going to be working again in Romantic Country, the second tale. It is on the pastel Nutcracker page that we started, and I have not done anything else with this page yet, but I'm going to work on it today with you guys. Let me grab a sip of my tea here, and we'll get started. Okay, so we're just going to get back in. I'm going to continue on with giving a light base layer to the castle walls, and then we'll kind of move on from there. I'm very excited about this page. I have not been able to get down here to work on it this past week, unfortunately, but I get to do that today with you guys, so hooray! So hi everybody, I hope you are having a wonderful weekend so far. It is Friday mid-morning for me. So this is going to sound weird. I haven't really done anything this week, but I've had a really busy week. So just, getting just house stuff and Christmas, buying Christmas and, all of those things that just start piling up through this holiday season. And it just kind of feels like that's all I've done all week is just Christmas stuff, which I don't mind, because I like Christmas a lot, so it's not a hardship for me. It's just it takes up a lot of time. But I was able to put out a video this week, so I did a little bit. I recorded a little video where it was like my favorite Christmas books, specifically Christmas books, favorite Christmas pages, and then some of the sparkly supplies that I like to put on my Christmas pages. And I mean, it's not super different from what I would, from what I would use on my regular pages. It's all the same kind of sparkly stuff, but I always like to add a lot of sparkle to my coloring pages for the holidays because it just feels right. I hope that makes sense. Okay, how do I want to, I think this is all going to be browns. A lot of the trim on this is going to be white, I think. Or white or like pastel colors of some sort. If I do it all white, that's going to be a lot of Posca that I have to use. So I'm not sure. I might end up using some paint pens anyway. I have some good pink paint pens and this light green pink paint pen as well that I could use. I don't know about that one though. I'm going to add a little bit of a darker color to these areas here. I've got to figure out which color I want to use for that. I'm going to go with this burnt umber color. I'm just going to add a little bit, just so this is a little bit of a darker brown. Because I know once I add the water that this is going to lighten up really like a lot to this color over here. So I want to make sure that I have a good amount of pigment on the paper for it to kind of work its way around and make sure that I still have some kind of color base. So yeah, so I'm just going to work on this side today, and then I will maybe work on this wreath or something after I finish this background bit. I just know that I needed to get this part done or I would never have come back in to do it. Like it's just needed to get done. Okay, this little bit. So do I want diamonds in the center? Or do I want like the little bits out to be the color? I think I want the diamonds in the center, so I'm going to have to go on the outside edges of all of these little... Yeah, and then I am going to do this part down here this way, the brown as well. So let's see. I had some stuff that I was going to talk to you about, but now it's kind of just floated right out of my head. how's everybody's Christmas shopping going? Mine is going pretty well. I have quite a few nieces to buy for and 2 nephews, but lots of nieces. So I need to get all of that stuff done. I think this part is going to be brown. So that part would be, and then this part right here. Yeah, so I need to finish up a few of them, and then I have a couple of, well, I have my brother, and then my sister-in-law, and my brother-in-law, and then also my, hold on, let me think here. I want the base to be, do I want the base to be brown or white? Because the ground's all going to be white, so maybe we'll make the base of this brown, just so it kind of stands out a little bit more. There we go. That works. Cool. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in and do this part back here. Yeah, so all of those people, and then of course parents and in-law, my mother-in-law, and all of that. So I've just been kind of buying things here and there so that I can get everything in. I don't go shopping in stores anymore, hardly ever. Most of my shopping is online now, and I don't mind it, but I do kind of miss like just going out and having like a whole day where you could just shop and get everything that you needed. And everybody has such specific wants now. You know, everybody's got an Amazon list or, you know, an Etsy list or whatever it is. They all know specifically what they want, and it's nicer because then the people like that you're giving the gift to get what they want, but it also takes kind of a little bit of the joy out of it, I think. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing back here. So I'm gonna say the base of this is gonna be brown, and then the sky up the side here. Okay. But yeah, I'm working my way towards getting all of that done. And like I said, my son is going to be here, not next week, but the week after. And so we're having to do all of our Christmas events and fun things that week so that he can be here to experience it with us. And so it's kind of, I'm like trying to schedule everything and get everything, you know, into that just that little bit of time so that he's here when we're doing all that stuff. But yeah, it's like, it's a lot of, when I said earlier, when I was like, you know, I feel like I've not done anything, but I've done a lot. It's a lot of like that mental load stuff that you hear about, you know, just all of the stuff all the planning and all of that stuff that's been happening this week that just kind of has me feeling like my brain wants to explode a little bit. But I'm okay. It's worth it because he's gonna be here and we're gonna have a great time. And yeah. So yeah, so that's also I've been doing a little bit of a deep clean too on the house because I want his girlfriend to be comfortable. And I mean, it doesn't have to be like hotel quality or anything. That's not me, but you know, I want it to be nice. And, you know, keeping a super tidy house is not really my area of expertise over here. So I tend to get cluttered. I tend to get just have stuff everywhere. So I've been getting rid of a lot of things and just making sure everything's nice and tidy. today I was going to come down because I am a little tired. So today I was planning to come down here and record this and be in my PJs and just kind of chill out. And then I was like, okay, as soon as I'm done with this, I have to go to the grocery store, and then I have to take a kid to work, and then I have to pick a kid up from school, and then I have to do this. So I was like, I might as well just get dressed. Plus, I read somewhere that even if you're motivated to do stuff, just putting on clothes helps. And it is one task that you've accomplished for the day. As little as it may be, it's still something that's been accomplished. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. Because I can drive my kiddo to school in my pajamas in the morning and not I don't have to get out of the car, nothing, so it's fine. And then when I get home, I'm just tempted to stay in my pajamas all day. But I gotta get out of those clothes. So today I put on this lovely orange sweater. And yeah, I'm feeling more productive already. Okay, so I know this is a really light like background color, but there will be some shading coming in on top of this, just FYI. Like, it's not going to be quite this light. It's going to be a little bit darker. I do like the way that it's looking, so that makes me happy. My husband is at a gaming convention this weekend, so the kiddos and I are on our own. We've already eaten out once, and I don't know that will change this evening either. My husband he doesn't like to spend money, so we do a lot of cooking at home, which is healthier for us, I know, but like on those times where he's not here and he doesn't, complain about having to eat out, we just do it because it's like a treat. We don't eat out because he's here, I don't want to force him to eat something that he doesn't want. So when he's gone, we eat out at restaurants. We have dinners with lots of cheese in it because he doesn't like cheese, which should be some kind of red flag, right? But it's not. He's just a great guy. I can look past the not liking cheese part. I think he feels the same way for me, though. Like, he can look past the fact that I do like cheese. But yeah, he has a hard time sometimes with spending money. He's very frugal. And he's always been that way. We did have to get, we've noticed that it's been a little chillier in our house, especially since there was a cold snap across the Midwest this week. It got down to 10 degrees or something one night, and it was pretty chilly. But we realized that it's our windows, because we've never gotten new windows put in, and we've lived in this house for 21 years now, and it's probably time. So we got new windows we didn't get them installed, but we started the process and put in our order, and it's expensive. So we're not looking for, he's not pleased that we're having to spend money on that right now. He was, not happy about that at all. But it needs to be done, and it'll save us money overall. We'll spend less on heating and all that stuff. Heating and air conditioning, actually. And so hopefully he'll be able to deal with that a little bit. Okay, let's see. What did I say? I was going to do something with that, didn't I? So we could start that, I guess. I'm trying to decide if I want to use my Prismacolors on top of this, if I just want to stick with my Faber-Castell, or if I want to try to use some Black Widows. I'm deciding on that. Let me, really quick, I'm going to go through and do a little bit of basing on the pine cones. I guess I could have made them white pine cones. That would have been cute, but, well, too late now. I can add in some white paint pen and like glitter and stuff on it. That's kind of what I was envisioning on those, actually. I'll just have them be a light brown instead of white. That's totally fine. Okay. And then let's have these big leaves be this green color that we used already. So that's that light phthalo green. I'm just going to do a layer, and then I'll, like I said, come in with pencils to add in details and shading. I think maybe these leaves will do, maybe we'll do it like a darker pink, possibly. Do we want to do that? Do we want to do white? I could do white leaves there. I'm not sure on that one. I do want to add in some background, like pine needles. And I do want to add a little bit of shading into the background of this wreath as well, just to help it look a little more full. So I think what I'm going to start with is a little bit of shading, and then we'll go from there. So probably this color would be a good one to do. And all right, so let's try these Albrecht Durer first. Okay, let's see how we do. Because this is, I think I've done before. This one was all Prismacolor. Let me see what else I've used in this book. This one was water mediums with Prismacolor. This is all Prismacolor, so maybe I should get my Prismas. That's just water mediums so far. This one was Pablo's and markers. Pablo's worked okay. I don't remember what that was all just water mediums. This one was Prismas on top of water mediums. And then that's just water mediums so far. I haven't colored very much in here. I need to color more in this book. Well, let's just try the Albrecht Durers and see how we do. Okay, I'm just going to start by coming in pretty close to the elements and just blending out into the pink a little bit. So if you've ever seen me do like these just really minimal backgrounds, that's kind of my game plan for this, is to just have a little bit of green. And, you know, it's not going to be like a solid ring of green around the wreath. There's just going to be hints of this lighter green color, and then I will add in a little bit of darker bits here and there too. And you don't want to have like harsh lines. That's the one thing that I kind of want to avoid, is the harsh lines around the outside edges. So yeah, so a little bit of firmer pressure towards the center, and then really lighten your pressure up as you move outwards from the wreath. And then once I add in the extra little greenery bits, I think that'll make it even more full. Okay, so there's that first color, and I'm going to come in with this darker color. And just in like the darkest areas, I'll add a little bit of this color. And I can try to blend things out. Oh yeah, that blends pretty well. Maybe the Albrecht Durers will be winners. So yeah, so I'm just going to switch between these two pencils for a minute, and then I will come in with a little bit darker green and see if I can add in some pine needles. And I'm just going to show you this like little section up here so that you guys can kind of see how I'm going to do the whole wreath that way. There's going to be quite a bit of shimmer and sparkle on this wreath. I want it to be glittery. So I'll probably have a combination of stickles and gel pens and all kinds of stuff like that. Okay. That looks pretty good. All right, let's see what green would be best to do the pine needles. So I'm doing right now I'm doing the light phthalo and the phthalo. I guess we could try this chromium oxide green fiery. Is that how you say it? Fiery? No, maybe it's not fiery. Maybe it's fiery. I don't know. F-I-E-R. Not sure how to say that. So I'm not going to push hard. I'm just going to randomly come in and add these little pine needles thrown in. We'll do one that comes out this way. Another one that comes out that way. And you don't have to worry about it being symmetrical because the ornaments, like, that's not symmetrical really. So yeah, it's all kind of different. So you don't have to worry about that too much. Okay. Yeah, so you can kind of see how I'm going to have them coming out at facing different directions. They're not all going to be facing the same way. Like normally you would have it kind of go in this direction, but since everything is kind of everywhere, like I'm not overly worried about that. I don't mind having pine needles sticking out randomly. There, and you can already see it's looking darker. I might add even a darker color in the inside. I'm trying to decide if I want it to be like I'm gonna try this chrome oxide green first, because that's like a really green, but it's like really dark. With that, I just want it in like the super darkest areas. And that just really helps create even more depth. And I could come in too with like a black or a gray or something if I really want to get like super dark with it, but another good option would be like a blue, a really dark blue, like maybe a dark indigo. I don't mind the green, but it really does make it very green. So if we do a little bit of blue, that kind of makes it more of a shadow color than just a darker green. I hope that makes sense. And then we'll blend things out just a little bit with the previous colors we used. Yeah, that looks cute. How's that look from far away? Like on screen, it looks all right. I like it. All right, what did I say for the pinks? I can probably use some markers for this too. Let's look at this pine cone really quick. I am gonna shade this. So I'm gonna use the burnt umber to shade it. I'm just gonna shade it with these. I think this might all just be Albrecht Durer today. I don't know. It's going well so far. Let's see. I did read, I read two really good books this week. They are, it's called One Dark Window, and it's a duology. So it's One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns, and it's by Rachel Gillig. And you can tell that I really like it because I actually remembered the title and the author, which is saying something because I don't do that very often. But if you've not read those, they're amazing. Definitely worth a read. Very good story. Very interesting. Really, really enjoyed it. It is like a romantasy, but it's not. There's like basically a fade to black romance scene in one in each book. So it's not like it's super, super spicy. But I don't need that in every book. And this book was written well enough that I wasn't missing that. So yeah, really, really enjoyed it. Okay. I like that. I think I want it just a little bit darker. So I might try to use the dark indigo as well, just to really make that dark in a couple of spots. It's not quite getting as dark as I want it to, so I'm just gonna darken it up in a couple places. A lot of the times I do use just black or gray for my shadow colors, but I really like to use like dark blues and purples. It just, I don't know, it adds the darkness, but it also doesn't, I don't know, dull the colors maybe? Maybe that's the right term. I'm not sure. But I think this is going to be my shadow color for most of the page today. Okay. All right, so I like that guide. Let me show you kind of what I'm going to plan on doing with these. Let me find, there it is. I'm going to zoom in a bit. Probably should have had you zoomed in this whole time so you could see what I was actually doing. But I think for these guys, I'm going to add just a little bit of white to the ends of each of the well, this isn't working well. You know what? I wonder if it's because I'm using water mediums underneath here. I might have to switch to my Doc Martens bleed proof paint. I forgot about that. Posca's tendency to pick up the colors underneath. I can't tell if it's doing that or if it's just watery and I wasn't. Okay, and then I'm going to do a few little dots. Yeah, the Posca is not working well for me at all on this page. That is upsetting. All right, I have this, what is this? This is a Uniball Sino, I don't know how to say it. Let's see if this works any better. Not really, but it looks all right. So we're just gonna leave it there. And then I'm also gonna come in with a little bit of Stickles, just a tiny bit, and just barely touch the pine cone where the white is. And then when that dries, that'll be a nice little sparkly pine cone that we'll have there. Okay, let's look at these leaves. So these guys here, definitely we're gonna have some shading on that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this chromium oxide for the darkest bits. And then I will blend it back out with the light phthalo green, which is the one that I did the base layer with. That looks cute. Okay, that's cool. right, and then I don't know where my other white is, but I'm going to try this. I'm going to use the white Posca, or white Prismacolor, just along the edges, just so I can make sure it's nice and highlighted there. So I think all of the leaves will kind of look like that. Let's see. Let me see if I got a good pink for this. Okay, I found a Tombow marker that I think I'll use for the pinks. We'll just make these leaves. And then at the end of the little vines here, I will probably end up coming in and using a yeah, a paint pen. Goodness. I will use a paint pen to add like a little ball of something at the end. Maybe a paint pen or stickles for that too, I don't know. Okay, I like that. Let me get this other leaf colored in. So again, this is kind of how I do all my leaves. I go along one side of the center stem bit and then shade towards the edge a little bit, but make sure to leave a nice edge there that's light. And then on the other side, I start on this edge, the farthest away from the center, and then shade a little bit back towards the center. But again, leaving that white area, the lighter area, on this side of the center line light, and that kind of creates that highlight effect. And then if you want to emphasize it even more, you come in with a white Prismacolor or white whatever you have really and go more. Is that the right color? It doesn't seem as dark as what I did over there. Maybe I wasn't pushing as hard. Oh, it seems all right. Okay. Yeah, so then I'll just need another pink color to do some shading on these guys. Or, let's see how we feel about this. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, I don't want it to go through to the opposite page accidentally. Sometimes you can layer the water based markers over top of each other, over top of itself, and it'll create shading that way. But yeah, I don't think that that's quite what I want to do. All right, let's see. Get a nice pinky pink. I want to go into purpley colors, so I might actually use a red to do a little bit of that shading. Let's try this pink carmine and see if that'll work. And on these ones, I'm just going to color, yeah, that's good. I'm just going to shade one side of the leaf. And it can change. It doesn't have to be the same side on every leaf, because depending on, you know, how the leaf is folded or shaped or whatever, it would be picking up different highlights. So you can change it up if you feel like it, or you can do the same way every time if you want to. That's not a, there's no rules. I mean, there are rules, but there's no rules. Like if you're an actual artist and you're trying to make something look realistic, yes, there are rules. But if you're coloring a page, just color it. Do what makes you happy. All right. Yeah, so this wreath is going to be super cute. I like it already. And then I'll have like the little pine needles sticking out from around the garland, around the outside of the, just a few randomly will be sticking out. Okay. I like that. I'm gonna hold off on any paint pen work, and then, you know, more embellishing of like the pine cones and stuff until I get the door shaded in too. So I've got that background in there, but I'll probably come back in with that same color that I used, which was 128. What's 128? Was the light purple pink, and I'll use that to do some shading on the door, just so I kind of keep it in the family. But yeah, I think that looks good. Let's see what gel pens I have that might work for this ornament here. Well, I have a couple here, so maybe I'll use let's see, what do we want to do? I'm thinking. All right, let me grab I need like a really light pink just for a little bit of shading, because I think I'm gonna have a little bit be white and a little bit be, yeah. So this one's gonna be like a candy cane, I think. So for the white areas, I'm gonna shade it with this pink. Do that, and then I'll add this. I need to find my other white pencil. This is so tiny. Make those areas white. And I'm going to use the pink gel pen. It's not an exact match for the leaves there, but I think it'll be okay. And then I'm gonna use silver accents. Nope, not silver. Yes, silver? Yeah, we're doing silver. There we go. Okay, I like that. You know what might be better is if I do like a base of a marker color first and then add like my gel pens and stuff on top. Let's see how that goes. Okay, I'm gonna do, this is gonna be the pink color, the same pink that's like on the leaves. And then we're gonna have like a turquoisey green color. All right, I found a couple of other markers that I can do on this, but I think I'm gonna go with the more turquoisey color one. I know turquoise wasn't in my original color palette, but I like it, so we're gonna stick with that. All right, again, I'm gonna use the pink to do a little bit of shading. And then the white. Using this teeny tiny thing is ridiculous. I'll have to make sure I have my white down here next time. Okay, so there's that, but then we're gonna go over top with these pens and see how much that changes the look. Oh, I like that much better. That matches the leaves a lot better. Use the turquoisey one on the turquoise. And a little dot of silver at the top. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I don't love this one so much, but hopefully that'll look better. All right, and I'm gonna try to add some white. I'm using this Uniball Signo, try to add some highlights on the ornaments, maybe a little on the leaf too. And get that another second to dry. But I think that looks pretty cute. I like that combo. I might add a little bit of white to these leaves too, just like a tiny little bit on the opposite side of where I've put the shading. It doesn't do a whole lot, it just adds just like a little bit. Cute. Okay. All right, let's move that stuff. Let's see what we think. Yeah, that's gonna look really nice, I think. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be it for me today, unfortunately. Let me zoom out so you can kind of see. I mean, you can't see all of it, but you can see that whole page at least we worked on today. But yeah, I think that's gonna look good. Yeah, and then I'll use this like the same greens for most of the shading on the greenery. That's gonna be fun. Okay, so yeah, so that's it for me today. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Yeah, I hope you are having a wonderful weekend, a wonderful holiday season so far. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.